Now, I don't know what the carbon markets will be like post-2012. I don't know how big they'll be. I don't know how small they'll be. I don't know if they'll be global or confined to Europe or confined to New Zealand or Australia. But I do know that whatever they're like, there'll be lawyers involved. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to one of the lawyers that is involved in the market, Mr. Alexander Sarek, who is General Counsel for EcoSecurities Securities, and has very kindly agreed to give today's keynote speech as Mr. Henry Derwent has been stranded in California by the current volcanic eruptions. Thank you.
Thanks, Mas. Hi, good morning and welcome everyone. I'm confident and hope that you know that I'm not Henry Derwent. As Mas said, my name is Alex Sarek, General Counsel at EcoSecurities. We are a fully owned subsidiary of JP Morgan Bank, and potentially, we believe, always the largest, most successful project developer in the CDM market, with the probably or maybe the largest CDM project portfolio. Today, I'm substituting for Henry, who, I think is somewhere in the US, California. And he was set out to speak about outcome and direction post-Copenhagen. Because I didn't have too much time to prepare, I'd like to have this a very interactive session of about 5 or 6 slides that will address the following issues, focusing on carbon markets.
The two panelists that I have with me today are Mr. Graham Stewart, Head of Climate Change and Environmental Markets at Baker & McKenzie, and Mark Lewis, Managing Director at Deutsche Bank, one of, if not the leading analyst within the carbon markets. So, looking at the first question, the first point, I'd like to hand over to either Graham or Mark to kind of have a brief outline of where we are in terms of the differences between phases 2 and 3. So I'll hand that to Mark.
Sure. Thank you, Mas. Good morning, everybody. I had some time to think about this on the train on the way over this morning, because I booked my Eurostar ticket before all the problems, I'm glad to say. So must say it was a very busy train, so it wasn't quite as quiet as you normally get to work on. But I did have a think about this, and I really think there are 5 main changes. If you look at what's going to happen in phase 3 compared with phase 2. And I'm approaching this from a market perspective as opposed to a legal perspective. We can talk about the legal ramifications afterwards, or Graham can comment on the legal ramifications. But from a market perspective, I think there are 5 major differences. The first one, and by far the most important one really, in terms of the dynamic it's going to exercise on the price, is the move to 100% auctioning for the power sector compared with phase 2. At the moment, only 68 million credits, 68 million allowances per year out of a total amount of roughly 2 billion are being auctioned every year.